This practice will teach you to use your breathing as the engine of true core. We're going to use a strap around the lower ribs, and the strap becomes a feedback loop so you know you're driving your breathing from your diaphragm. You'll make the strap into a lasso, and it's going to go around the lower ribs. And you'll want the strap snug, so it's a feedback loop, but not so tight that it restricts your breathing. So as you inhale, you want to feel front, back, side to side, and you're expanding the strap with circumference. And pay attention in particular to the expansion of the side ribs. That's how you know you're getting into your diaphragm. During the inhale, there's fullness all around, 360 breathing, what we call breathing with circumference. And on exhale, the front ribs come in and down, the side ribs come in and down, and the strap will become loose as if it's going to fall off. Resist the temptation to tighten it at that point, because remember, you're going to inhale and expand again. You'll use the strap to stay aware of your diaphragm and maintain breathing with circumference the whole practice. It will also alert you to any time you flare the ribs and the mid-back, lower back peels off the floor. If you tend to get achy in your low back or grippy and grabby in the hip flexors during core, that's going to be most likely when you're moving your heel or your feet to the floor. If you tend to feel core work in your shoulders and your neck, when you're lifting chest up, head up, that's when you're more likely to peel your ribs off the floor and or shrug your shoulders to your ears or lift your chin. The elevation of the shoulders and the lifting of the chin are signs you've started recruiting superficial muscles in the upper body and you need to get back into your breathing, back into your core. With all that in mind, let's dive in. So you've got the strap around your ribs. You're going to put a block underneath your head. I recommend having a dumbbell and or a resistance band nearby. And then hands on the lower ribs. Begin by breathing. Feeling the expansion front, back, side to side. Noticing the contraction in front ribs, side ribs during exhale. But keeping the back body full, the back ribs pressed against the floor during exhale. Keep your breathing going. Lift knees up, shins up. Press hands into thighs, thighs into hands. And you want that pressure of hands into thighs, thighs into hands to turn on the backs of your legs and get some hum of engagement in your hamstrings. And remember that the hamstrings will help to anchor the pelvis. So your rib cage and pelvis are stacked. And then you're able to get more intra-abdominal pressure and relationship between pelvic floor and diaphragm. And then from here, you're going to interlace your hands behind your head. And with your next exhale, lift chest up, head up. Inhale, lower down. And exhale, lift again. And keep going, a few more like that. Remember, you want to keep the head and neck in the same position the whole time. No lifting of the chin, spinning up of the eyes, or shrugging of the shoulders. One more here. And then lower down. And let's do arms in a T or low V for the next one. And with your next exhale, you're going to move your right heel to the floor only as far as you can keep the lower ribs down. And then inhale back to center and keep going on the right side. It took me months to be able to get my heel to the floor. This was so humbling, but it also helped me realize why core work never worked. I was always recruiting my hip flexors and letting my low back, lower ribs lift. And sometimes it was because I thought I was maintaining natural curve. Change sides. Left heel goes down on the exhale. Inhale back to center. And you got about 5 or 8 here, depending on the speed of your breathing. And inhale through the nose. Exhale through pursed lips like you're breathing through a straw. The pursed lips will give you more contraction in the upper abdominals and the core. It also slows down the exhale. Okay, grand finale of this one. Take an inhale. Exhale, you're going to move both heels to the floor. And you'll see that I've got my hands on my front ribs because I just need more control, more containment, more awareness on this one. And then inhale back up. Keep going. Exhale, heels go to the floor only as far as you can keep belly down, ribs in and down. It's almost like you're trying to flatten the strap into the floor. And just a few more. On the last 2 or 3, you can lift chest up, head up when you lift the knees up. So I'll do hands behind the head for that. So you're going to exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then knees into your chest. Take a break. We're going to do 2 more rounds of that. And you can keep going with hands behind the head. Or next load is a resistance band on the forearms. And this will help engage the serratus anterior, the upper abdominal fibers, a little bit of obliques. So basically it helps with the upper core and maintaining the ribs in and down. And same process, press out into the band to get that hug of the lower rib regions and upper abdominal fibers, and then heels pressing into the floor. 3 breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through pursed lips like you're breathing through a straw. Inhale, fill up front, back, side to side. Exhale, course at the core. 1 more. And the strap just keeps drawing your awareness down to the ribs, down to the diaphragm. Maintain the pressure on the resistance band. Lift knees up, shins up. 3 rounds of breathing here. Always learning in layers. 2 more. One more. Take another inhale. Now exhale, chest up, head up. Inhale, lower down. Keep going. And again, the chin, head stays in the same orientation, same angle as when it was on the block. Eyes down, forehead down is an excellent gauge for the head being in the right place. And I have to watch that as I lower down. That's when I'm most tempted to peel the ribs off the floor. Okay, now arms stay up and you're going to exhale, move the right heel to the floor. Inhale back to center. A few more. I always feel that the resistance band is a lot more work than it looks like. It engages all the stabilizers. And then change sides. I actually find the dumbbell easier, but they really teach and train different things. Keep going. One more here. And then grand finale, both heels to the floor. Take an inhale. Fill up front, back, side to side. Exhale, maintain the corset of the core as your heels go to the floor. Inhale back up. Resist getting caught in performance at the expense of your connection. Remember that the true core you're after requires that you keep rib cage and pelvis stacked, which means lower ribs on the floor. Option to lift chest up, head up, and then exhale, lower heels down, lower head down, and then inhale, lift everything up again. Just one more. Knees into chest, rock side to side. And you can take the resistance band off. We've got one more set. And you can repeat anything we've done before, or you can grab a dumbbell. And you're going to hold the dumbbell in your hands. It adds a different type of load. You want to find a sweet spot where it's almost like the dumbbell is helping you find better connection in your shoulder girdle and your arm bones. And then again, press the heels into the floor, engage the hamstrings, find that sweet spot for the back of your skull. 3 rounds of breathing here. Inhale, front, back, side to side. Imagine those side ribs expanding like the gills of a fish, and then exhale. The gills of the fish close and the side ribs, front ribs, back ribs stay spacious. Keep going. One more. Knees up, shins up. 3 rounds of breathing here. I like to work on the alignment of my feet in this position because I can see them. I have a bunion on my left foot, so I really work on pressing through my left big toe. And then onward with your next exhale, lift chest up, head up. Inhale, lower down. And keep going. Resist the temptation to shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Then you're going to recruit the traps. Instead, it's like you're pushing from the back ribs, from the shoulder blades on your rib cage. Eyes down, forehead down, chin down, just enough to get tone in the back center of your throat. One more. And then heel tap on the right side 5 times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And keep going. Now, this can seem tedious, but stay mesmerized by all the little details. For example, I want to take out any wobble in my knee and my femur bone. This is also great for gait. And then I also want to tap like right in the center of the right heel, not to the outer edge or inner edge. And this is training the alignment through my leg bones too. And then over to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale when you lower. And it's like you're lowering the leg from the ribs, from the core, from your breathing. One more here. And then grand finale. With your next exhale, both heels go to the floor. Inhale, back up. Keep going. And then option to lift chest up, head up when you lift the knees up. One more. Now, dumbbell off to the side. Keep the strap on your ribs. Remove the block from underneath your head. And you can rock side to side or rock along your spine. After a rock or 3, you're going to make your way onto hands and knees. And we're going to do a few rounds of cat and cow. And when you inhale, keep the back ribs full. Resist excessively collapsing where the strap is. Very common in long-time yoga practitioners. And then as you exhale, round into cat, pull the front ribs in and away from the strap. Do just 2 or 3 more. Long inhale into cow. And it can feel like you're restraining the back bend in the beginning. But over time, if you resist collapsing in T12 lower rib region, your back bends become longer and stronger. You get the therapeutic benefit rather than pure flexibility and performance. And then exhale, that corset of the core. Many of us are weak in the upper abdominals, lower rib region in terms of serratus anterior, transverse abdominis, all those stabilizers. One more. This is an exploration rather than trying to get it right. You're noticing, you're learning about your body and maybe some blind spots you have. And then neutral spine and come onto your forearms. We're going to do the exact same thing in Sphinx pose. I call this Sphinx cat-cow. Pull your chest forward, hover your elbows off the floor. And again, you want to resist that collapse in the mid-back lower rib region. And then forearms down. Keep your thighs down for now. Just pull your ribs up and away from the floor, up and away from the strap. Resist the shoulders crawling to the ears. And then a few more like that. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, forearms down. Keep your shoulder blades away from your ears and just peel your ribs off the floor. A few more like that. Now, sometimes we take this onto forearms and knees or forearm plank, but we're going to stick with this very basic, very subtle version today. Last one. And then press onto hands and knees. Settle into child's pose for just a moment. Breathe into the back ribs. And then hands and knees, and straighten your legs. And we're going to come up through the ugly forward bend. Fingertips on the floor, chin into chest. You have tone in the back center of your throat. Shoulder blades on your rib cage. And with your inhale, breathe into the back ribs, right where the strap is. Exhale, pull the front ribs away from the strap and come up 1/3. Inhale, breathe into the back ribs again. Imagine you're stretching the strap. And then exhale, corset the front ribs and lift from that point, just like in the Sphinx cat-cow. One more inhale into the back ribs. And then exhale all the way up to standing. Notice your breathing, notice your body. Notice if you feel more centered, steady, and solid. When we breathe with circumference, when we get the diaphragm going, when we generate intra-abdominal pressures, it stimulates baroreceptors throughout the whole body. So we get this sense of security and safety that is at a very foundational level. Keep that, whether you walk off the mat into your day or you do more practice. Thank you for being here.